Hi guys, it's Marianne, the Frugal Chef. I hope you're well. Let's make bone broth today. We're going to make it in the Instapot, which is going to reduce the hours and hours and hours of this to cook. And I think you're going to like it. However, if you don't have an Instapot, of course you can make this on the stove. Before the Instapot, that's how I made it all the time. You're just going to have to be very careful controlling that heat so that it's not boiling too hard. It has to simmer super soft, super soft, super soft for about 8 hours. I do have to say that now that I have the Instapot, I really like the result because it took 2 hours as opposed to the 8 that I just told you. And look at this, the broth is excellent. It's congealed, like gelatinous. So we have all that collagen from the bones. And I got a lot of broth. When I make it on the pan, in the pan on the oven, oh my God. When I make it in a pot on the stove, I tend to have a lot less liquid because I think, it's hard to control that heat. So it's still delicious, but I do get less. However you make it, this is good for you. It's good for your gut. It's great, sometimes I just don't feel like eating a meal, but I'm still a little hungry. I'll heat a cup of this broth and just drink it. And it's delicious. And I like to make mine, I'll show you, you'll see it now in the recipe with, spices and heat, of course, heat. And it's just very, very satisfying. So before we do this, if you would subscribe if you haven't, I'd really appreciate it. Turn on the notification button so you don't miss out on anything, and let's do this. I like to take advantage of like wilted vegetables and things that are in my fridge that aren't just beautiful anymore to make bone broth. And I will use whatever I have in there, for herbs and things. I do add some specific things, I'll show you, just for flavor profile, but this is a good opportunity to just use up all those little vegetables that you're not going to finish up, okay? I have some celery. It's the heart, with the leaves. I definitely want the leaves. I love that. And I have a carrot. I'm not bothering peeling any of this stuff, guys. We're going to put it in there and then we're going to strain the soup, so it doesn't matter. So I have a carrot. I just cut the tips off and washed it. Like 6 garlic cloves here. There's 2 smaller ones there. I'm not even gonna peel those. I have 3 of these sweet sweet peppers. If you have bell pepper, use a piece of bell pepper. This is what I have, as I said, I'm just gonna use it. I am putting a piece of turmeric root in there. Actually, I'm gonna half that. And then I just grabbed a piece of ginger, washed it, cut it in half. I have some thyme. I'm going to add 3 star anise in here and 3 bay leaves. Now, instead of onion, I had some scallions that were going bad, so I'm going to use that. I just trimmed them. So I'm going to put, 6 scallions. And I have a large jalapeno, which is always optional. I'm going to leave it like this. I like my food spicy, as you guys know if you've been following me for a while. For the chicken, we're going to use 2 drumsticks, and then I have a bunch of little wing tips. When I buy wings to make in the air fryer or in the oven, I always cut off the flat little tip and put it away and freeze it, and this is what I use it for, my bone broth. So if you don't have wing tips like this, go ahead and use more drumsticks, or you can even use the carcass of a roasted chicken, a rotisserie chicken. I do that a lot. I'll take off all the meat and then just use the bones to make bone broth. So it's up to you. Obviously, you can use beef bones, fish bones, pork bones. As long as there's bones, it's bone broth. So I'm just gonna put the chicken in there and all the other ingredients I showed you. I'm going to add 8 cups of water. I'm gonna put in about a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar, a handful of peppercorns, and some salt. Guys, The beauty of this is you can change the flavor profile just by changing your herbs and the vegetables you put in here. Use your imagination. You can make wonderful flavors with your bone broth. It doesn't have to be exactly these things. Also, don't worry about the portions. I get people get stressed. How much was that? And tell me exactly how much you put in. It doesn't matter. It's a broth. Okay, so you use what you have. All right, so we're gonna close the lid. The easiest way to remember how this goes is the letters always go on top of the numbers. So we lock it. So this little thing here has to be sealed. So if it's wiggly like that, it's not ready, okay? And if your pot's like that, just press this or turn it and it'll get sealed, okay? We're gonna turn this on at soup and we're going to do it 120 minutes. So I'm gonna forget about it and I will come back to you when it's done. All right, this has been done and it's been sitting for 35 minutes now. We'll let go of the pressure. Do not attempt to open this until all the pressure's gone, guys. You can get hurt. This smells very good. See the broth? So I'm gonna let this cool down and then I'm gonna strain it. And then when it's nice and cold, I'm gonna put it in the refrigerator. And tomorrow we will come back, we'll remove all the fat that's gonna settle on top. Ooh. And we will enjoy a cup of bone broth. So I did leave this in the fridge overnight. Like I told you, I was gonna let it cool down and then we could get the fat. And you can see there's a very, very small layer of fat here that is very easy to remove. It's solid. So all we gotta do is scoop it out and it's done. And then you heat as much as you want. Since I got 3 of these, 2 are gonna go in the freezer and then I'm gonna keep one in the fridge. I always try and have one. Sometimes I use it for cooking, but most of the time I just use it to enjoy a cup. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope this video was helpful and I'll see you tomorrow.